Today at RAM, we're going to take a look at muzzles. And basically we're going to do an overview of all the different muzzles we have here, from sort of least expensive to most expensive and most functionality, and sort of review the features that we've got in each muzzle. So first off, we've got vet muzzles, and these are mesh muzzles, single strap, and it's something that basically you're going to put on the dog, go to the vet's office, safety, stuff like that. Great backup muzzle to throw in a cargo pocket. If something happens to a handler, he goes down. If you got a backup handler, they can pitch this on the dog and basically safely tend to an officer or a handler. So that's a vet muzzle. The second one is an adjustable vet muzzle. Now the first vet muzzle comes sized, so you buy size 6, size 7, size 8, depending on the breed of the dog. The second one is an adjustable vet muzzle, and it's basically the same thing. It's mesh, so it's got good ventilation. The front's open so that he can technically drink out of it and stuff like that, but you can adjust the size with the top piece Velcro's on here. So we can adjust this muzzle about 4 inches in girth or shrink it down. And then on the top you see these two pieces of webbing, and basically these two pieces of webbing sort of back up that Velcro. So we don't have to worry about the Velcro is actually what's holding the dog's mouth closed or keeping the dog's mouth from opening up all the way to bite somebody. It's actually this piece of webbing that does that, and it helps secure that piece of Velcro that comes across here that holds the top down. Now this comes in coyote and black, 1000 denier Cordura, 1-inch nylon webbing, nylon mesh for the bottom, quick release buckle on the back side. RAM makes this, and this is an M3911 is the part number on that. So next is a plastic muzzle. Now this is a 3-strap plastic muzzle. This is what's the 3rd strap. So you can get a 2-strap plastic muzzle, which is this back strap that goes across the ear, same muzzle. We make it in white and black. And the 3rd strap just basically goes between his eyes and between his ears and comes down and helps secure the top part of the muzzle. It's got a piece of leather padding in the front here, so it gives a little more protection from the edge of the plastic. And it's got holes in it for ventilation. Technically, they can drink out of this muzzle. They can put it in the water if they're used to that, and actually drink out of it with the muzzle on. It's a good general purpose muzzle. It's not something I personally do agitation kind of work with, but still a very functional piece of equipment. So next we've got wire basket muzzles, and this basically works like a collar. So this works like some of the we're starting to head into some of the more advanced muzzles. So the first piece goes on like a collar, fits like a collar, buckles on like a collar, and then basically it has retention straps that hold it to the collar, hold the muzzle back up against the collar. Now, and same thing, this has a big piece of padding in here. It's got some felt and a piece of leather that goes across the top to protect the dog from the actual wire itself. The nice thing about these muzzles is the dog can actually drink out of them. They can pant, they can dissipate a lot of heat out of them. This is a good safety muzzle, a good general purpose muzzle. Again, not something I personally would do agitation with because I don't like the idea of my dog's nose ramming in the front of the wire. But other than that, it's a nice training muzzle, works out pretty solid, great ventilation for what it is. And this is an EI 22 muzzle is the part number on this muzzle. So then we go into mil-spec muzzles. We have basically 2 mil-spec muzzles. Both these muzzles have NSNs on them, and you'll see the same thing. They've got a collar to the back. Oops. They've got a collar to the back and then straps that attach the muzzle piece to the collar. And this is basically the leather version of what a vet muzzle is. It's got some ventilation to it. It's got solid sides. It's all riveted together. Made in the US. We manufacture this at Ray Allen. And again, this is similar to the vet muzzle, to the nylon vet muzzles you saw earlier, and this is a 5763. Next we've got another mil-spec muzzle, and this is basically a bigger ventilation muzzle. It's reinforced in the bottom so that it will help absorb some impact across the bottom here. And basically there's 2 layers of leather that are stitched together here. Like I said, it sort of reinforces the bottom of this muzzle. So if you were using it for muzzle work, it's going to offer some protection or some stability of the muzzle. Again, riveted together, all leather, collar-based muzzle with the straps that go back to attach it. This is bought in size. This is a 5755 is the part number on this muzzle. So next we've got a RAM muzzle, and this is bought in sizes. So this size particularly is in RAM 8. Now this is a solid piece of leather, so this one section is all stamped as one piece of leather. You can see the holes for breathability built into it. There's a reinforcing piece stitched in here to help the muzzle keep its shape. And then in the front, there's a bar. Now this is the first of the real agitation muzzles. This is one of the premier agitation muzzles in our line, and probably our best seller. You can buy this in black and natural. Again, it's a collared muzzle, so it works as a, it goes on like a collar. This is the strap that goes between the nose. Here are the here are the loops that connect the collar to the muzzle itself, and the muzzle comes clear down the dog's cheeks. So it covers a large portion of his head. Steel reinforced in the front. You buy it sized, and you want a muzzle that a dog can open his mouth and breathe in, because if he's using it in agitation work and he's running into stuff, you want something that the muzzle takes the blunt of the impact, or spreads the blunt of the base of that impact out across the front of the dog's nose. And then in the top, there's a piece of neoprene that's put in here so that we, again, protect the bridge of the dog's nose from everything. And in the bottom, you'll see a piece of gray leather in there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's a piece of gray leather in here that's a skirting leather that basically it's a soft piece to, again, keep any wear on the bottom, from the bottom of the dog's jaw, from the seam in the muzzle itself. So that's the RAM muzzle, black and natural. And the next two we get into are also agitation muzzles, and these muzzles are designed basically around ventilation. We get a lot of questions as to the difference in these two muzzles. So this muzzle is made in our Amish shop, and this is a 3312, and it's bridle leather, and it's split. You can see every place it's split, and there's a rivet. The whole thing is woven together. So this whole muzzle is woven together. It has a padded bridge piece. It's got a piece of felt padding in it, and you can adjust the height of that bridge piece. So I can lengthen and lower that and actually move it up and down the muzzle. It has two side panels in it, and you can see right here, two side panels in it to help protect during agitation work, so it's harder to get a finger in there. And then again, steel reinforced nose bridge. It has brass plated rivets, and it is a collar-based muzzle as far as its attachment. It adjusts from the side, it adjusts top and bottom, so it's just not a single collar adjustment like most muzzles. It actually, you can adjust the bottom strap up or the top strap down, or both, depending on how you want it to fit the dog. So it gives you more adjustability and a lot better breathability. The big thing with this is you get a lot more airflow in this muzzle. So again, second in our line of agitation muzzles. And this is made in our Pennsylvania shop, and this is actually an Amish-made piece of equipment. The next thing we have is, this is made in Germany, and this is the same concept as the other muzzle, where it's split and then woven and then riveted. It has a padded nose bridge. The Amish-built muzzle, the 3312, is the nose bridge is felt. This is actually a piece of neoprene. Same thing, you can adjust the top bridge of this muzzle with the adjustments here. It runs two straps, so you can adjust the top strap and the bottom strap, and then you can also adjust, it's split at the top, so that you can adjust the head strap that goes between the ears so that it pulls against the collar at a wider spot if you want it to. Steel reinforced nose bridge. It has the same piece of leather riveted into it here. The straps on this muzzle are a little bit thinner than the Amish-made muzzle, and it uses solid brass rivets. So the rivets hold up really well. They're a smaller rivet, and this is actually a hand-hammered rivet as opposed to a pressed rivet that's done in a machine. This rivet's actually hand-hammered down. So it's a regular brass rivet. The leather is a little thinner as far as the width of it this way. The thickness of it, this direction is about the same, but the width of it this way is a little smaller. So what that does is it gives us some more breathability than what we get out of the Amish muzzle. better for hotter climates when you've got guys in Arizona and Florida and stuff like that. This is going to let your dog breathe a lot more. Again, you want a muzzle an agitation muzzle the dog can breathe in, he can open his mouth, he can pan in, and he can dissipate heat. And that's the big thing when we're looking at muzzles. So that's what the difference is between between the 6 muzzles in the lineup here, or 2, 4, 6, 8 muzzles in the lineup we have here. If you've got any questions, feel free to give us a call. Check with customer service. I'm sure they can help you out or guide you to somebody that can give you more information if you need it. And we appreciate you stopping by and checking out all of the muzzle lineup we've got at Rayon.